Hi you guys, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and so I'm going to do some little pieces and parts crafting today, and I thought you might want to come along with me. You know, sometimes you do a journal with a DigiKit and you just need to humanize it a little bit. You need to add a touch of humanity, and so that's what I'm going to do. And so come along and watch me. Not that I don't like digital kits, because of course I do design them, but I do realize that you have to add your own personal touches to them. So that's what we're doing today. Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and I'm doing a series called Humanizing Your Digital Kit. And so it's just adding some little personal touches. And so I'm going to use a piece of scratch paper first. And so there's just some things you can do with a black pen. I use these illustrated faith pens. I get them on Amazon, and they come in a set of two. One's a 0.65 and one is a 0.25. And the other thing you might want to know, and this is a Prismacolor eraser. I think I got this at Walmart. But it's a kneaded eraser. Kneaded is KN. Kneaded eraser. And it comes like this, and you take it and you just start to pull it apart and work it and work it and work it. And this thing will last you forever. And it's just like clay. If you ever remember when you're a kid, you had to kind of warm it up. So you just keep pulling it, and when it's soft, it erases pencil, and it doesn't leave any of those crumbs that the other kind of erasers leave. And of course, whatever you do, don't ever use the eraser on a pencil, because they get old and hard, and they will, like if I write something here, see what it does? It makes a big mess. So now sometimes you can fix that with a kneaded eraser, so we'll see, but it still leaves a mark. See, that still leaves that ugly mark. So these are really inexpensive. So get yourself a kneaded eraser. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 0.65. So what you can do is create a border. And so I'm going to do one like this. So I make a loop, and they don't have to be consistent. And of course, if there's a staple in your way like that, you're gonna have a little problem. But just something like that can look cool, kind of like lace. You would probably want to practice that, but what you can do if you don't feel confident enough to just do it freehand with a pen is take a pencil and practice with that, just very lightly. You know, and I change it up. Sometimes I do two on one side, and so it's not consistent, but do it with pencil. Then go back with your black pen. And you don't have to even follow it exactly, but it kind of gives you confidence that you know what it's going to look like, so you can be a little bit looser with it if you want to be. And then when you're done, you take your kneaded eraser and just erase your pencil line. So that's a cool thing to do. The other thing you can do is do little flowers, which are always cute. And, you know, because they're little, they don't have to be perfect, but just do like a 5 petal flower. And if you do an uneven number, always try to do an uneven number. And I try not to make them symmetrical, which obviously is not a problem for me. And then you can do leaves. That's just very simple. You can just do a leaf shape. And You can do the lines if you want to. You can also take watercolor, and so you just kind of create a little cluster of flowers. You can do a little thing like that, like a vine, make little things like that. And the other thing you can do with these kind of things is you can make the shadow, and this is kind of like the faux calligraphy where you kind of go like that, kind of make it thick and thin in spots, and then go back and shade it in. So I thought I'd just go through this journal and see if I could find a place. So, you know, this is already, I did some stamping in here, but I think I'll do I'm going to do the border. And like that. And, so let me show you another thing. I'm going to get I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to incorporate some watercolor paint, and this is my favorite set. It's called Koi, K-O-I, watercolors by Sakura. And it comes with this little tray for you to mix colors in. Comes with a little pen that you can put water in and use it. I don't use it like that though, but so I take a brush, a small brush, and of course, did I get a bowl of water? No, I did not. Be right back. You can see I muddy my paints up, but so you just get, let's say, some color. You can start with a wash if you want to, or you can go back over your black line. Now this pen I have is waterproof, so you can go back in and just kind of add some color. And you might want to use more than one color. And I'm not even staying in the line, so I'm just kind of getting also with watercolors, see how I let this dry on here? It's because I can reuse it. You can just wake it right back up with water and reuse it. Unlike acrylics, don't do this with acrylics. Acrylics, you have to, as soon as you use your brush, you have to wash your brush or it'll ruin it. Okay, so then I can go back. I want to add color to the little leaves, I can. And you know, they can be washy, you don't have to hit the leaves. So I'm gonna like do some, maybe you just want to put some wash on a piece of paper. Let's go back to this kind of color. Now you probably don't, here, you probably want to make little ones, so let me do what I said, which is to make some small. Let's say you wanted to do a little floral border. And just scrub some dots. And let it dry, which shouldn't take long with this. I'm gonna get this out of the way. Those are dry, so go ahead and mess with those. So I'm going to take my smaller pen, the 0.25, and create some little, and I'm going to do a different flower. I'm just going to do a spiral. And you can see I'm not even doing a decent spiral. I'm just kind of halfway hitting a spiral there. Really didn't on that one. And you can go in and make some little leaves. It's really just parentheses that have come together. And go up and the other thing you can do is you can create a line like this as kind of a stem for the flowers and put the flowers along it. So I think I'll go in and add some green on the leaves just to show you what difference it makes. Along the edge of a paper, and they're cute. And then what I was doing with these, I would use probably the heavier, and I was just going to do this same kind of thing. So you can do the spiral on these and create kind of a rose. Like that. Or you can do the petals, and I'm just going to kind of follow the shape of this paint. And you can either do spots in the middle, like multiple spots, or you can make one big spot and make flowers that way. And I'm just going to show you something else you can do, which is you can write, let's just say I'm going to write, what should I write? I'm going to write, I'm going to write, whoops. I'm going to write on the edge of the page. I'm trying to leave my paint open. Let's see. Well, I'm going to use the 0.25. And I'm going to write, so you stretch your letters out. And at the end, you run it off the page. And you may want to practice it a couple of times, get your spacing right. But it can say whatever you want it to say. And then what you do is you take your paint, and I made a little puddle of paint here out of the orange and the red, and I just scrubbed the brush into the paint and put a little bit of water on it. And then this brush is fat, it holds quite a bit of paint, so you can probably do almost the whole thing with this kind of brush. And you just kind of trace the outline. It's like in grade school, you color inside the lines, it's kind of the same thing. And so that would be the edge of a page. And I think it looks kind of cool. So I'm going to do that. I think I'll use the thicker black pen though. I'm going to do that in my journal here just real quick. If I can find a page to do that on. Could do it there. No, I think this will be a good page. So I've already decoupaged napkins on here. Yeah, I'm going to use my thicker 0.65 pen. And let's see. Maybe I'll write it across the top. I'm going to say Jesus is Lord. So I am going to it's kind of rough because of the oh boy. Because of the capitals, it's a little hard too. And you want to run it off the edge. And I'm going to carry a line over here too. You normally wouldn't start a J like that, but I want the line to run off and on both sides. And this color goes pretty well with this page, so oh, it's not wanting to go with that decoupage. Oh well, I'm gonna make it go with it. Okay. So there you go. It just kind of adds another touch. And I think that's it for today. Have a wonderful day. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.